Finally, it's done. This has been something in the works for almost the past 2 years, and today, it's finally done. Well, for the most part. Over the past couple years, I've been using content to grow my brand as not only a tattoo artist, but also as a content creator. If you're new here, most people know me as AG. I'm a tattoo artist from Arizona, and recently I've been moving more and more into the content space as a part-time content creator. Wow, that's something I never thought I would say. But yeah, we're here now. Over the last 3 years, I've marked off a lot of first things I've done. Got my first car, my first private tattoo studio, and bought my first house. After starting tattooing, I've gotten more serious about content than I ever thought I would. Building a content and gaming room setup has been on my priority list for a while now. Without further ado, this is my 2024 content room setup. Like I said before, this has been something in the works for over the past 2 years now. I started with a random setup at my apartment, just pretty much using the things I already had. After hours of trying to make it work, there were just too many problems I was running into. So I put off streaming and content making for a while and just stuck to tattoo content from my phone. Oh, and these handy dandy glasses my girl got me. Shout out to you. After about tattooing for 2 years and just taking photos off my phone, I decided to finally upgrade to a camera. So I got this bad boy right here, the Sony a7C. Actually, what I'm shooting on right now. This is the Sony a7C with the 28-75 f2.8 Tamron lens. And this right here, what I'm shooting on, is my newest lens, the 20mm 2.8 lens from Viltrox for all my wide shots and for streaming. I've been loving this one for vlogging too because this 24-75 is just way too big. And honestly, for 150 bucks, this lens does its job, especially if you don't want to break the bank or getting like a G Master lens. It helped me take better photos and videos of my tattoos, especially by adding a CPL lens to this setup helps eliminate a lot of the glare. This setup right here, I soon realized that I was able to capture a lot of great 4K video and high quality photos, but I needed something that was not only just going to store the big files, but also something I'd be able to edit efficiently on. The hardest thing about content in general is once you really upgrade one thing, you pretty much have to upgrade the rest for it all to work together. This is where the PC came into play. This is my custom built PC. It has everything I could have asked for in a build. I'm not going to bore you with every spec, but this is pretty much the rundown. It has a white height Y60 case, i9 13000 CPU, Thermaltake power supply, 2 Vengeance DDR5 RAM, 32 gigabytes each, totaling up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, with 2 more slots for even more RAM, 4070 GeForce RTX, NZXT Kraken CPU liquid cooler with of course the LCD screen, 980 Pro 1TB SSD, and a cause doll. Because if you can't tell by now, Brian Donnelly is one of my favorite creators and one of my biggest artistic inspirations. Now let's talk monitors. So the monitors, my main monitor is the LG 34-inch curved ultra-wide QHD monitor with a 160 Hz refresh rate. It's not the best monitor out there, but for me, it does the job for now. My secondary monitor is honestly just a regular AXM monitor for Discord and anything else I need it for as a secondary monitor. Nothing crazy on the specs on this one. And yes, I have it in a weird layout right now, but this gives me some extra space for my lights and my camera on this side. Speaking of lighting, this is a light box from Amazon, similar to the Elgato key lights. For all my heavy-duty lighting needs, I use this Amaran light with a softbox and an egg crate just so that all the lighting is controlled. One thing you'll realize about me is I hate things on stands. So when I can, I like to have things mounted and have everything on movable arms. But that's just what works good for me. This is a desk camera mount from Terion. It has this ball head where you can just screw in the camera body, and I really like all the different positions you can move it in and set it up for different camera angles, like this one here. I had a small rig cage on my Sony a7C. Recently, I just got tired of it, so I switched it out for this gel case, and honestly, it's not functional at all. I just like the color and it matches my backpack. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, back to the things that are actually used for functional purposes. Let's talk probably the most important thing in my entire setup, audio. This is the Rodecaster Duo. It's an XLR interface that connects to probably the most legendary and overused mic in the game, but for good reason, the Shure SM7B. Before this, I was using the Yeti mic, and while it's a good starter mic, there's just a huge jump up from USB mic to a full XLR setup. The Rodecaster has so many options and features, and at first it's kind of overwhelming, and honestly maybe a little overkill for the setup, depending on who you are and what you're using it for. But who doesn't like a good soundboard? But in all seriousness, this thing is legit. I have a mini Stream Deck as well, but because I have this Rodecaster, it's pretty much replaced the need for the Stream Deck. It has over 4 pages with 6 buttons each, but you know I'm extra, so I'm still gonna rock with the Stream Deck. Let's talk desk accessory. This is a battery charging dock I have for my Sony a7C. It's super useful because the camera only came with 1 battery, so I got a few extras just to be able to charge and quickly swap out when I need. For streaming, I use this dummy battery. This is a wall clock, because are you really a content creator without a digital clock? I didn't think so. This is just a basic desk pad from Amazon that I recently swapped out for this one, and I thought the white went better with this setup. I have an Xbox Elite 2 controller that sits on this stand that my girl got me for Father's Day. Oh, and by the way, happy late Father's Day to all the daddies out there. Ow. For the rest of the room, I have just a basic Roku TV that I mounted to the wall because why not? I think I've watched TV on it like maybe 1 time, but that's okay because when I want to watch TV, I go right to this big girthy thing right here, 85 inches. Pause. No Diddy. House tour? Coming soon. I really didn't know what to put up in the rest of the room, so I just used this clothing rack I had and hung up some of my favorite jerseys, which I think is kind of a cool look. Above it are just some Funko Pops and some empty Yeezy boxes I had. Everyone asks what's in the box, and there's nothing in there. I used to be a sneakerhead, and honestly, I don't even know where half my stuff is anymore. I didn't know what else to put up, okay? Relax. Like I said, I used to be a sneakerhead, and I know I might get cooked for this. I'm a Vans guy through and through, and I have no shame about it. So all that's in these cases are just my Vans. Don't cook me, sneakerheads, all right? Just relax. On this wall, I have this painting. I started and I still haven't finished it, so hopefully I get to it by this year. These are drawings I got when I was in San Diego. I still have them, so I thought I'd put them up. The greatest rapper next to the greatest character in the greatest movie ever. Don't at me. We'll argue with somebody else. So that pretty much covers everything I have in my 2024 setup. I really emphasize productivity in this setup while still trying to create an environment that I could both be productive and also still enjoy. If you guys like this, drop a sub, a like, and comment your favorite thing about this setup. And also one thing you think I should change. Road to 1K subs, so ring that bell and join the fam. I love you guys. Peace.